Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back. Attention to details. Attention to details is what a lot of people suffer from. If one cannot free themselves from their own limited understanding of their own mind, how then will you ever be able to free yourselves from the several traps that's been set for you by someone else? Attention to details. A perfect example of that, a video regarding the Eighth Amendment, which is a commandment towards the people that are tortfeasors to the public at large, and the common law, the case law, that speaks about the elements and test of what cruel and unusual punishment, that terminology spoken of in the Eighth Amendment, which is a commandment to these tortfeasors. That video was posted in one of these social media groups. Someone made a reference as a response saying common law is court case precedent, not religious law. Their understanding about what common law is that it's just limited to court case, which was in fact went over in the video. And their second misunderstanding is that the word commandment is strictly limited to things of religious nature. If a simple word like commandment binds your mind to a limited world of what you see as religious law, even though chances are these people making reference to common law and religious law actually don't know what these truly constitute. And for the record, court case precedents only account for about 10% of what common law is. What most people are trying to run away from is actually what common law actually is, unbeknownst to them. So one can easily make reference that common law is case precedent, not religious law, under the presumption that this word commandment is just limited to religious things. See how simple it is for people to just miss the whole point. I see now why people write books to keep secret in books. I see now why people use words to keep secrets. Because most people's perception of reality, interpretation of word is based on what they want to see and what they want to hear. The two things he made reference to are completely irrelevant and unrelated to the matter. These are the same people that are going out there saying they have rights. They have rights. No wonder these tortfeasors are ignoring your rights, what you think your rights are, because you don't know your rights. You don't know what common law is, and you don't know what religious law is. And even worse, when you see certain words, buzzwords, you just limited it to one thing. Because of one, your failure to pay attention to details, and two, your lack of understanding of what words mean. This being saw this word commandment and thought, oh, all this is about religion. So there was a need in his reality to correct someone saying that common law is court precedent, not religious law. This phrase itself is actually completely wrong, and here's why. Because religious law is spoken of in case precedents. The terminology of what constitutes and limits and how to invoke religious law and religious substantive right is entertained in case precedents. So common law is intertwined with religious law, and religious law is intertwined with common law. If that's the limits of this man or woman's contention, then even this contention remains dead. But besides that, because these case precedents do define the elements and how it's invoked, just as much as this video goes over the elements of cruel and unusual punishment, which is in the Eighth Amendment of the Bill of Rights, which is a commandment to them. Do you see how easy it is for people to be their own demise just through their own mind? If you cannot free yourself from your own mind and your limited understanding and your impulsive nature of not being able to think and read, and your lack of listening and communication skills, how will you ever be able to free yourself from someone else's binds? How will you ever be able to free your own children from any traps that people have set out here to take advantage of you? Attention to details is very important. Then makes reference to the title. It mentions commandments. To him in his reality, commandment is strictly referring to religious law. So now, the same man or woman will read a piece of paper or a court order, or a statute, or a public law, or general law, or session law, or heck, any random piece of paper that's not even written in legalese. And they will easily misconstrue it based on what they think the subject matter is supposed to be about, even though the correction itself is completely flawed in and of itself. This is the reason why tortfeasors are comfortable, because people don't know what commandments are. Religion has fucked people up so much that when they see the word commandment, the only thing they can think of is religion. And even then, they don't even know what religious law is or how it's tied to common law. They read somewhere that common law is court case precedent. But those same court case precedents speaks about religious law. But that's not the limits and confines of religious law. But common law case precedents are directly intertwined with religious law, presuming that's the contentions that he's attempting to correct. But that is not even the case at all. Nothing within this video he's making reference to even speaks about religious law at all. I think it's about time a video is actually made on what common law really is. And everybody going on about common law, equity. The people they're trying to run away from, the laws that were made to enslave them that we're trying to run away from, it's intertwined into common law and equity. Because that's the same two major tools that the tortfeasors are using against you. People have to stop deceiving themselves. People have to begin to pay attention to details. People suffer due to lack of attention to details. People are so gung-ho. This is the reason why people suffer. They don't pay attention to details. They have no listening or communication skills. They see a certain word and they misinterpret it for something else. This man, in his mind, based on his upbringing, probably thought eighth commandment refers to something about some guy, Moses, on top of a rock saying, "My people, this is the eighth commandment that God didn't." Look, common sense is an attribute that ought to be put to use if you want to invoke common law. If you don't have common sense, common law will serve you no good. Pay attention to details. Take care and best of luck.
A quick shout out to my patrons, and to those who have not yet joined my Patreon, I'm inviting you, come on over. On the Patreon page, we speak about things that are not shown here on YouTube. We speak about the private side of the court, outside of just the finance. We speak about how to prove actual fraud and lift the corporate veil. In addition to some study tools, we speak about how to actually invoke private right of action there in the Bill of Rights. We speak about financial things with letters of credit, property rights, preservation of property rights. We speak about how to put your vehicle in a trust and how to not qualify for tax, how to properly fill out the GSA, public laws of the state and common law, how to establish probable cause. There are different types of damages. There's damage and there's damages. Those are two different things. The type of relief that you seek to be granted is a huge part of the type of damages. We go over that. We speak about the details of the bills of right, which is what you would really be invoking whenever you bring in any claim, whether on a financial level, private level, whatever it is. We speak about how to remain private when it comes to the EOSCAR algorithm and how to establish certain types of profile. We speak about how to go after bonds. We speak of how to get federal judges and other federal employees oath of office and bond. We speak about the different types of discharge and the specific ones, and we go over the details. And more and more to come. Take care and best of luck.